Yo, the fusion for the month of August, Skorid is here in game, and I want to tell you about a 15x boosted chance that will be part of this ongoing summon rush that starts tomorrow. These champions will be boosted in terms of your chances of getting them from Sacred, Primal, Void Shards, or even Ancient if you're pulling your Sacred Shard tomorrow. You have no choice but to pull Sacred Shards tomorrow if you want to complete summon rush, except you want to use other ways to complete it and save your Sacred. So I know that for Summon Rush, Secrets is the best way to go, and these are the champions that will be part of a 15x boosted chance. Remember, 15x chance of getting these champions does not increase your chance of getting them normally. It doesn't increase your chance of getting legendaries or anything like that. It only says when you hit that legendary mark, it might be one of these champions that is on the list. So here's the list on the screen right now. You have for one slot, Not, Ostrich, Queen Eva, Lady Kimi, and Hondi. That's if you're pulling Ancient, Primal, or Sacred Shards. If you're pulling Voids, you have one slot for Georgie the Breaker or Shuzen the Valerius. As for the Epic category, you have Allure, Deacon Armstrong, and Mordecai. And for Void Epic category, you have Manita and Ursula the Mona. So these champions are all just normal legendaries and epics you see in game, but one that pops out to me the most is a boosted chance, 15x chance of getting Man Eater from Void Shards. So that's one that seems like even if you're not going for this fusion, you almost want to pull Void Shards for a Man Eater if you're one of those who still play a killable clan boss team and you're looking for a chance to build an unkillable team. You're looking for a single Man Eater Painkeeper comp, or you're looking for Man Eater double Man Eater comps. That might be your best chance of getting him if you have enough Void Shards saved up right here to trigger those 15x events, which goes up to a 20x event, which goes up to a 25x chance of getting a Man Eater this week. Is it a weekend yet? Almost this weekend. So take note of that. If you are pulling for this, Secrets is the best way to go for those pulling shards just to get these points right for the fusion champion. So I'll be telling you about my plan that how I intend to go about this fusion. Also, I just wanted to share the in-game news that is coming tomorrow, which is going to be the 2nd of August. Happy New Month to all of you, by the way. And I'd love to still know, are you guys going for this fusion or not? Because as of today, being the 1st of August, I've been chilling all day. I looked at the calendar, I'm like, I'm not doing anything today. Because if you know anything about these fusions, they always start a day late. When I say a day late, it's starting on Thursday today. But we all know that this fusion is supposed to start on Friday. What do I mean? I mean, if you take my pen right here and rule a line on Friday, the 2nd of August, that's the day that Dungeon Diver coincides with Dragon event, and that's when you want to farm Dragon. Remember, this also coincides at the same time with a 2x chance of getting speed artifact from your Dragon. As you're fighting the Dragon, you can see a 2x boosted chance right here of getting speed artifact from the Dragon, right? Or am I covering it? Let me click so you can see it. Dragon right here. So 2x boosted chance. As you farm this Dragon, you'll be getting 2 times chance of getting speed artifacts. So even if you're not going for this fusion, it might be a good time to farm the Dragon. It's not a 3x event. It's not as good as a 3x boosted chance for speed artifact, but it's still a good reason to farm the Dragon, along with the Dragon tournament that is going on, along with Dungeon Divers that is starting tomorrow. So that's for those who are just farming it because of artifact. So that's the first thing I wanted to show on the calendar. How many points is it? 2,750 points is the standard point. It wasn't inflated in any way. 2,250 for the rare champion if you're going for this fusion. But for newer players, that epic skill tome seems like always worth the effort to go for and pick up that epic skill tome and build more champions to beat more content, right? I'll also be going over the champions, the new champions, the rares and their epic, their skills, to find out if they are worth going for or totally worth keeping if you're not going for the legendary champion, right? So that's the first thing I found out about this fusion. That's why I didn't talk about it all morning. And now, so if it starts on Friday for me, which is the 2nd of August, what am I doing today? I'll be spending all my energy in the ongoing champion training. So if you catch me on live on stream, you'll probably see me doing a bunch of champion training, bruise, taking some champions to 30, 40, 60 and all that in the tavern, not using my campaign, not in the campaign farming at all, not today. Until tomorrow, that's when I begin to go into the campaign farming and put it on auto and let it run. Today I'm just doing everything in the brews, in the tavern, to brew up my champions and use all my brews today. That's the first thing. Now after today, the next thing you want to know about this whole fusion plan is you have 3 artifact enhancements, you have 3 dungeon divers, you have 2 champion training. There is really nothing special about this fusion plant. It's the standard one. There's no twist, there's no curve, there's nothing inside of it. The only thing you need to know is there is a summon rush starting right here. I'll put that one in red because it's very, very optional. If I can find red, there we go. This summon rush is optional. It's not for you if you're not going, if you don't have the resources for it, because summon rush to get an epic champion, yes, this summon rush will give you this epic champion, and it's optional because if you're able to do the summon rush and obtain this epic champion, that means you can skip 4 other events. Wow, that's huge, right? So some players might just go crazy for this summon rush, which gives them an opportunity to skip this crazy difficult champion training 2, gives them an opportunity to skip on a dungeon divers 3 or one of the other difficult dungeon divers. So you might want to choose and pick which one you want to go for. But as for me, my plan always with these fusions is I go for everything that is on this fusion except the one that requires me to pull shots when there is no 2x. Remember, there's no 2x, so this summon rush is not the one for me. I'm not going for it. It's my personal plan right here. I'm doing everything that is on this list down to the last one, which will give me everything I need to obtain this legendary champion, right? Now, as other content creators has already pointed out, I also have to remind you so you don't make the mistake. When you do dragon, you get a rare. When you do champion training, you get a rare. When you do summon rush, dungeon divers, you get 4 rares. Please don't make those 4 rares into the epic. What do I mean? Don't go into your fusion portal and make them into the epic until it's time to do it. So let's say you get 4 rares right here, 4 of them. Don't fuse them into this epic. Do not do it until it's the date for when is the date to do it. Champion chase right here. That's the date you want to do it. You want to wait until champion chase begins to make that happen. Other content creators have already pointed out. I have to also stress this so you don't make that mistake. Keep all your rares as rares. You can take them to 30, you can take them to 40, leave them there. Don't make them into the epic until champion chase. Why? Because by the time champion chase comes around, you will have 4, that's 2. Maybe you can wait until you get 4 more. Yes, by the time champion chase end on this day, you have 4 more. So you have 3 epics that you can fuse or get by this champion chase points, which will give you 750 champion chase points. Is huge, especially for those players who are spending all their resources for summon rush that at the end right here, or you don't have enough shards anyways to complete summon rush and champion chase. This is what they have been doing, and it's a good idea for them to keep doing it and give us an opportunity to use champion chase, champion points that we've already obtained to get champion chase points. So it's a nice one. I just wanted to point it out again because I've seen all others already talked about it. So that's one thing that I wanted to point out in the fusion if you're not aware of it. As for every other thing that is happening in the fusion, I hope Classic Arena Takedown still holds that standard 6 pieces of 6-star relentless set that I like so much, that I love to get in this Classic Arena. That's the only special thing about it, nothing special about it. And all the other events, Dragon will coincide with first Dungeon Divers. Then the first Dungeon Divers will coincide with first Spider. The first Spider will coincide with second Dungeon Divers. The second Dungeon Divers will coincide with first Fire Knight. So each Dungeon Divers event allows you to complete it with 2 dungeon events: Spider, Fire Knight, Dragon, and Ice Golem, whatever. So each dungeon diver event goes in with 2 other farming, campaign farming or something event. So that's something that is also standard for Plarium fusion calendar like this. So don't expect you to use Dragon 1 to complete the first dungeon divers. No, immediately you hit the Dragon points required, stop farming Dragon on Sunday. Don't need to go all the way and use Dragon to complete dungeon divers. No, wait until you see Spider has begun. Spider will now help you complete that dungeon divers. So that's something that is also a good way to save your resources and not make that dungeon divers so difficult for yourself. Don't use one dungeon event to complete it all, even if you can, even if you have the energy. Save that energy for the next dungeon event, especially if you have the time. Don't allow that make you miss a dungeon diver, because some people will think they are waiting and they forget to go there and fight it, right? So there's really nothing special about this, and I just wanted to add this one to the video that I posted about, or the info they posted about the new champions that are coming. Now, speaking of new champions, let me go over there and find out if this epic is worth obtaining For the noob to pro who is not going for this legendary fusion, I'm only interested in getting an epic to see whether he's going to be useful for faction wars or useful somewhere. So this is the first time I'm seeing this epic. I don't know what he does. He's HP based epic champion from the Spirit Affinity skinwalkers called Both the Lancy. Is it going to be one that is game changing or totally trash? He does have 3 skills and a passive and an aura. It seems like it's a lot for an epic champion. Let me find out. His A1 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 25% chance of placing heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. That's a very low chance. 25% heal reduction. It's not something we can say, yeah, Emu's champion. No. It's too low. It's too low. Maybe it becomes a secondary champion that places heal reduction on an A1. It's not bad. I'm just saying for the content where we need heal reduction the most right now in raid, this is not the way to do it. All right, it can be booked up to a 35% chance plus 5, 40, 50% chance of placing heal reduction on an A1 that hits twice. Each hit, right? That means you might be able to place it every time if you're lucky, and boosted with some, the chances can be boosted with some mastery options that you select too. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing AoE decrease accuracy debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Also increase the duration of all buffs by 1 turn. 3 turns. You know why I'm surprised about this? Because we are getting a lot of champions right now in raid who increase duration of boss with swell teams. Because I recently did a video about one of them, and here we are with another champion now who also increased duration of our ally boss. That's useful. This is not a champion that you should skip, especially if you have no champions that increase duration of your buffs. He's useful in content like if you don't have weak 12 team, you can just think of Sepulchre Sentinel teams. You can just think of your ally protection teams that you use in killable clan boss teams, or any content where you want your buffs to last longer than they should. Hydra everywhere. Decrease accuracy also is important in the Hydra sometimes when you want to make sure they don't steal your buffs or something. So that's an amazing champion right here with the right skill, 3-turn cooldown as it should be, and a decrease accuracy, which is not just a normal, it's not just one skill. Now he's doing 2 things. He will need accuracy for this, of course. HP based means he can keep himself alive. That's a useful one. I did talk trash about the A1. Now I'm impressed by the A2. Easily impressed, right? On the A3, this champion removes 2 random debuffs from all allies. It's not a full team cleanse, but it's 2 random debuffs from all allies. Is enough. Removing 2 random debuffs from all allies is enough. I don't know what content where you have more than 2 debuffs on you. Well, there are some content where you have 4 poisons on you each, but this is still good. This is still good. Feels like one of those Doom Priest where she just takes it off, but this is on a 3-turn cooldown. It's not a passive. And then he heals them by 10% of their max HP. It's also a healer. He brings a lot to a team, like a support champion. Also places 50% increased accuracy on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. This champion is amazing. I almost compared him to a Lady Kimi, but that not quite. Because it has the decreased accuracy, has the increased accuracy. That's 2 things you won't normally find in a Lady Kimi. But he doesn't have the other things that she has to. Not to compare him with a legendary boy, he's very, very impressive. So far, I'm thinking this is a useful champion. He'll be extremely important and useful for Skinwalker's faction if you've not taken that down. His support capability is impressive. He's not there for damage, as you can already tell. This skill will not hit. This skill will hit, and the A1 will hit. Let's see if the passive makes him even better. Decrease the damage all allies receive from poison debuffs by 50%. That's a very specific passive. Decrease the damage all allies receive from poison debuffs by 50%. Where in raid do you think poison does the most damage? It's going to be that what do you call it, that spider that plays a bunch of poison, nether spider. I think that's where we'll get a lot of poison damage. I don't know if it's needed for that content though. It doesn't, well, it does the cleanse. That spider does a lot of poisons, and then we cleanse it and we're left with 2. I don't know if that's where it's going to be useful, but that's a very, very specific aura. That means that aura will be useless against content where there is no poison out there. So too specific. It should add a condition where it's useful in other content. Also, the Hydra does place a lot of poison, so in early game Hydra, I guess you could use him in that content where those Hydra, one particular head is placing a bunch of poisons on you, right? Alright, he does have an increased ally HP in all battles of 25%, which is standard. For a HP based champion like this is standard. So this Wolf the Lancid is not a epic that is totally trash. It's one that even if you're not going for this fusion, get one copy of him. I wouldn't say it's worth getting 2 copies of. It's not that good. No, it's not that good. He's just okay, I guess. It's not totally one that you get and put in the vault forever. It's one that you might use for faction wars. It's one that you might use to boost your allies and buffs in certain content where they need to increase duration of their buff. It's one where you need increased accuracy is there, you need decreased accuracy is there. It's everywhere with this. So, all right, love to hear what you say about this champion in the comments below. Let's see the rare. It's been a while since we got any useful rare in raid, so I don't really look forward to any rare that will be useful. Each hit heals the champion 3%, trash, attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit 50% chance of placing decreased attack, the small version of decreased attack, not the big version. Also, that's an AoE decreased attack though, but it's small version. Also, shield buff on all allies, 20% of this champion's max HP. That's a good shield, I guess, but his HP will be too small. I'm thinking where it's gonna be Sylvan Watchers, dedicated specific Sylvan Watchers. Places 50% strengthen buff on all allies, provoke debuff on an enemy. I thought it's an AoE provoke. No, it's just one single. No, so this is not a good one. This is not a good rare that I'll say keep one copy of. Even if it's void affinity, is not worth keeping one copy of. I can't think of any content where this champion will be useful. Not the AoE decrease attack, the small version, not the big shield that he might place from max HP shield based on his HP. Not a useful rare. Maybe one day, 2025, one day we'll get a rare in raid that is as useful as Cold Heart, as useful as War Maiden, as useful as Frozen Banshee, as useful as Apothecary, but not today. Not today. Branch Arm Lasai, you're not the one. You keep being used as chicken until Playground decides to give us a rare that is useful. Alright, that's what I think about these epics and this rare that is coming up. Pick up anyone that you want. I would really advise you go for the epic. If you're going for this legendary fusion, don't go the extra mile to see if you can get the legendary and get the epic champion also by saving 1 copy of him from this extra summon rush. Even from the 15x progressive chance event that you saw me just talk about right now, they didn't put somebody like a CP or somebody like a Rotos or somebody like you want to pull a lot of shards to get. So this might not be the reason for me to go extra mile to obtain this. It's not a good reason, because they didn't make the 15x progressive chance so juicy that makes me want to push more. They just made it enough for me to want to stop right here at the summon rush points to just get 1 rare and call it a day. I think that's my fusion plan. That's what I intend to do. I intend to do everything that is on this list and forget about this summon rush that wants me to pull more than the shards that I have. I do have enough shards to complete the summon rush for the rare, but I don't think I have enough to push extra miles for a summon rush that will make me go extra miles to get an epic. So I'm not going for the epic. But like I said, if you can go for the epic, you will be saving yourself a chance of skipping 4 other events from this. So that might be something you're interested in doing. I'd love to hear your plans in the comment below. Don't just copy mine. I have the time to do all this. You might not have the time to do all this. That's why you might take a shortcut and get the summon rush epic so you can skip 4 other events that are going on in this fusion. Are you one of those who is still skipping out on this Skorid fusion after other content creators who have access to the test server have showed you what you can do? It's not the best damage dealer in raid, but it's not one that you can say is totally trash either. That's why they made him an old school fusion, and hopefully when we obtain him, we'll find content where he might be useful. For now, I'm just getting him because I have the resources and the time to do it. You don't have to do it though. Alright, that's all I have for you guys right now in raid. I'll be going live to do my champion training through Brews, fight some live arena battles, and call it a day. Long day at the office today. But that's all that is happening right now. Let me know how you are planning about this fusion if you're still skipping it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily raid content. Later, guys.